This is Appalling News, your most trusted source for fake real news. I'm Paul Chatto. As a fake professional news reader, I take keen interest in my fellow bingo callers and how they conduct themselves.
It's not about
Oh my goodness. We're just going to get some help here for Cameron. Let me come back to Lydia while we get some help for Cameron here. Lydia, the President, we're going to go to a break right here. We'll be right back.
We don't know the name of this individual, but we are proud of the way he continued stoically in the face of potential tragedy as his co-host fainted on camera, collapsing hard to the floor. In the news business, you just can't stop for these kinds of minor incidences. Appalling News salutes you. Well, that didn't take long. It seems that Portland, Florida mass shooting survivor David Hogg is to be ousted from the DNC following an investigation into his election as DNC vice chair. A Democratic National Committee panel has found that gun control activist David Hogg was not properly elected to be among its 5 vice chairs earlier this year, paving the way for his removal. Appalling News investigated the procedural violation. It turns out the violation was that David is white and, worse, straight. And even worse, his group, Leaders We Deserve, will roll out $20 million to challenge House Democrats in safe seats as part of a push to bring in new, younger leaders to the coalition. Incumbent Democrats rushed to their walkers to protest. He made things worse for himself when he appeared on the Bill Maher show and complained that the Democratic Party had lost touch with young male voters.
What's interesting about this moment is it feels like the two parties in some senses have flipped, where, Republicans used to be the judgmental assholes. We've created a culture where we say, well, if you say the wrong thing, you're excommunicated. And that's just not how human beings work. Young people should be able to focus on what young people should be focused on, which is how to get laid and how to go and have fun.
To prove that the Democrats had not become the judgmental party, the DNC's Credentials Committee upheld a complaint brought by bitter, shriveled-up Oklahoma native activist Kayleen Free, who, wait for it, shockingly lost out on one of the vice chair positions, accusing the DNC of breaking its own rules on voting for gender diversity by voting for a cracker. Looks like the Democratic Party is well on its way to regaining the voters they lost to the Republicans. In appalling news that will shock no one, former Canadian Prime Minister, ousted junta leader Generalissimo Justin Trudeau spent $11 billion on overseas gender programs during his tenure. The programs focused on projects directly targeting gender equality and women's empowerment as outlined in Canada's Feminist International Assistance Policy, or FIAP, because there's nothing more urgent for a country that is $1.4 trillion in debt than sending money to regions without accountability. Here's one for $5 million, addressing gaps in sexual and reproductive health and rights in Egypt. We're certain the military Muslim regime in Egypt was thrilled to get their help improving their human rights. The $15 million for Adolescent Girls Education and Crisis Initiative program was split between Uganda, South Sudan, and Syria, and we are absolutely certain the money went to exactly where it was intended. This Jamaican gender assessment program for a paltry $85,000 was aimed at diagnosing the main gender gaps in Jamaica and identifying potential policy interventions that could help close them. Lighting up a big spliff would have done more good. There is nothing like a well-spent $11 billion of taxpayer money. And finally, we will leave you with Ireland's entry into the Eurovision Song Contest. By the way, they failed to advance. This is appalling news, and that's the way it is.